Hello guys, so let's make new prediction for next week. Quick recap, this is the daily S&P. I didn't give a prediction last week because it was basically continuation. We predicted the SPY probably started accumulating a phase and then try to break up. This is the trend I draw last week, and you see it basically perfectly hit it and reverse. You can see the trend of the stochastic, the big volume coming. If we go to the 4-hour chart, you can see it more clearly how it bounced, tried to break again, and then managed to break. It hits our key level and the final goal at the 410. The top was 410. My target was 410.11. You could call it correct. And it's moved on the 4.5, 4.6. Make the reversal, didn't finish it. So what's gonna be next week? It's gonna be interesting because this key level was, let's go for the daily. It's closing the gap. This is the gap which left here. And there is small gap at the 421, 422. This is the, I think this is the only gap left from above. Will it manage to break? And if it managed to break, it will be a new session of an uptrending, because it will break the 411 here and will make a new attempt of trending up. So the downtrend will become an uptrend. This is the reason why I think it's going to be next week a big fight between the bulls and bears. It's a nice run to the upside, and also you can see there are gap below at the 381. So this is what makes me confused, because if you want to move to the upside freely, you don't want to leave gaps behind. And if you want to move down freely, you don't want to leave gaps above. And this is what we have now. This is a big sideways move, if you can see that. Moving up, moving down, moving up, moving down. Of course, the trend is down at the moment. It didn't break yet. You could call this area as an attempt to break the trend. This is bringing more buyers to the party, and this gives me confirmation and assurance that we probably gonna see a continuation to the upside, but it will be much weaker move to the upside. So let's go again to the 4-hour chart and see what we have here. Momentum is positive, you can see it here. Next target, if it want to continue higher, is the 417, next 421 to close the gap above. Does it have the power? There is no divergence, so it means that will be a continuation. There is no divergence there. If we could check this area, this is 95.87, this is 96, so this is above, there is no divergence. So it seemed that this was the bears trying to push the market down, and a little bit failed, but the momentum is started to be weaker. Let's go and see the 1-hour chart, see how it looks. See how it looks there. It touched the trend, immediately bounce, and this is a positive one. We don't have any, no, this trend is still to the upside. Give us, but I would bet that, and I would want to, the price move a little bit lower if it wants to bring the buyers, create a divergence, and then push higher. At the moment, you could see that we have the small reversal divergence. This is the reversal, and it's moved down. And if we want to draw a trend, you can draw it from here. This is attempt to break and still moving down, up. So lots of short sellers caught up here, but in the short term we are still moving to the upside. Let's see if the algo tells us something else. There is the continuity to the upside to the 410 to retest it, try to break it once again. And next target is the 421 area, even to the 425. Let me see something. Yeah, it seems that it's gonna be very interesting. Probably gonna see a continuation to the upside, but at the moment the reversal hasn't finished yet. I want to see the reversal finish and bring the buyers to the upside. Just a sec. All right. Do we see something new here? There is. You could. Let me check something. Let's go for the shorter. You could see it here. This is making, and this is, yeah, it seems that it wanna still move to the upside, but it's gonna be a weaker move to the upside. So I know this is the 15 minutes, so it could be a shoulder, head, and maybe attempt to make another shoulder and then break the 4.8, 4.10. At the moment I would go with the trend, and the trend is up. Yeah, it could bounce again to the 398 here, to the orange line, and then try to rebound from it. So be very careful. You know what, let's continue with other stocks. Let's continue with the Qs and see how it goes with the Qs, because the SPY alone doesn't give us any hints. The only hint it gives us that you want to move to the downside to the 400, maybe even to the 401 and 2, and then brings the buyers. So with the Qs, same move but much weaker, because the target it was the 300 and then 305. It didn't finish. It was negative here. There is no divergence. Same with the SPY. You can see the big volume coming up, moving down, taking profit from this area. If we check the weekly, with the weekly is interesting because it broke this is my trend, so it means that it probably try to reach higher, and if it tried to reach higher, it will push the S&P higher. You can see it touched the 50, didn't break it yet. If we go to the daily, you can see the reversal here, and there is no divergence yet. If we check it here, 92.60, this is 89. So there is some weakness for reversal, because this is moving up, this is moving down, but it could just another green candle and it will break the divergence, so be prepared. So probably a lot of people will take the short sizes for the reversal, but it's still a small uptrend. You can see that in the daily, it's basically that we are still in a downtrend. It didn't touch the 200 EMA, the 300 area. I think it will try to push there. Also, there is the gap here to close the 308, 309 area. Not like and there is a gap below 267 here to close. This is a big gap which needs to be closed. So nothing new here. Let's go to Tesla. Tesla was interesting. It's much weaker than the Qs and the SPY. It basically did the same move on the daily. If we go to the weekly, you can see it basically resting on the 200 EMA, and my key zone is the 150. This is a good area to take some volume and then try to push to the upside. You can see that it started to be straightened, so maybe it will try again to push to the 230. You can see it here that the trend a little bit become positive, but you can see it here what happened there. Become positive, sideways, and then break. So we can move sideways, distribution, and then fail. Something else, you can see here the divergence. This is moving up, this is moving down. This is the reason the BIOS came, computer came. So what does it tell us? We can see the move to the upside. There is nice volume resting on it. Maybe people try to buy it from the 186 again and then try to push to the 210 area. If we go again, this is the 60. With the 60 we can see a shift in the trend. It didn't break the trend yet. It needs to break the 200, and I think a lot of eyes will be on Tesla this week. The attempt to break the 200. If it breaks the 200, don't be on FOMO, because it will move to the downside to bring more buyers. This will be the break, give confirmation, and then try to make a new move to the upside. So even if it comes up, wait for it to come here and then see if it wanna bounce again to the upside. Let me see something else we see here. There is some weakness just to bring the price from the 195, 194 area. If it can continue higher, Tesla to the 213, 214 area. But first it needs to break the 201. Let me see, yeah, 21. I will wait for the break of the 21. I won't immediately join, and then coming back and then try to touch the 213 here. This is the 200. Smaller time frame, it's need to break the 195 area, and maybe in the opening it will open with a gap up, move down, bring the bars, and doing gap and go, which will be very nice. Key area to break is 196.50. If it break it, it will move higher. This is with Tesla. So far momentum is positive, but we have some key levels. So we will talk about later. We have to see how the market will open. So let's go to Apple. Apple, I think, was a little bit weaker. Yeah, Apple was weaker. Break to the downside, bring the buys, move up, but still weakening. You can see it here. Let's go to the daily and see how it looks. It didn't break the trend, Apple. So sellers are still in control. You can see here. This is the big volume coming up, and this is taking profit again. So I will wait to go bullish on Apple yet, because you can see that 200 is basically a straight line, up, down, up, down. I want to see confirmation of breaking the trend. A good confirmation is breaking the 157, resting above it. The first, my key level was 152, and didn't break. This is this area. And going below is basically going to be the 145. So this is the area you want to see if the market want to go down. At the moment, I don't see many buyers afraid from the moving down, so it seems that it want to continue move higher and try to break the 152 to continue to the upside. I don't know if it's going to be the end of the rally, but probably it's going to be a, let's see here, you can see what happened there. It's tried to finish there and then reverse. Will it be the same? Try to finish here, then reverse. You can see the volume, and here you don't see the volume. So I would think that we want to see another break to the upside in Apple. But I will wait for a confirmation. I don't have the confirmation yet. Let's go to NVDA. NVDA did nicely. I think the target 177 is more open to reach there, which is good. It didn't reach its target. The Qs didn't reach its target, so I think we're gonna see another week of continuation to the upside and then a break to the downside. You can see the momentum is still positive. You don't have divergence. Let's go to the weekly, see if it could try to move to the upside. Even though we are in a downtrend, be very careful from it. This is an area you can see that you can take some liquidity off the table. So the 177, 180 is a good area from there to reverse. You can see that there is a continuation reversal. This is it. But you started to see the buyers weakening, so be very careful from the falling below. It could reverse and then false break to the downside and then continue to the upside. Let's see here. Yeah, it could reverse to the 200 and bounce again. I don't think, because this is, see how many times it bounced from the 200. Eventually you will have to break it. So one bounce, 2, 3, 4, fifth time. You can see it here, once, twice, 3, 4, fifth break. So be very careful. We are at the end of the power move. So maybe a small push to the 177 and then a break. Let's see Meta. We didn't talk about Meta, and Meta did nicely. Oh, you can see that I don't have the data. So let's wait a little bit. Let's see. I will pause it. So this is the daily of Meta. You can see the big gap above and moving with the downtrend, also making a gap here. And this is the attempt to closing the gap, and I think we will close it. Because there is a lots of volume there, there is a lots of profit in this move. So why not just pushing it to the upside, then reverse, taking off some of the profit off the table. It could happen. And let's go for the 4-hour chart. You can see it here. This is the break, this is the big gap which needed the 130, even below 128, and I think there is the momentum to, you can see the volume started to be much higher. There is no divergence here. If we check it there, this is 93, this is 99, and it broke, so it's valid. Didn't break this divergence, even though the momentum started to be negative. So this is a moving higher. This is a moving higher, and this is moving lower. So it's gonna be probably a move, a much weaker move, close the gap, and then reverse to the downside. And I think this is what will lead the market. It's gonna to be the same small push to the upside and then reverse to bring the buyers with a much bigger move to the downside. Like Tesla will move probably to the 184, 182. The stock markets, also the SPY will move lower and Q, so we will do it in the end. Talk about Tesla, let's talk about Meta, let's talk about BA. Yeah, BA did a nice move, and 185, this is the zone, you're gonna see it here. Let me just, alright, sorry. So you can see the zone, this is a big size of distribution accumulation, and there is a lot of liquidity to take off here. If we go, this is the daily, you could see it here, and so now we have to wait to see if it wants to break it, and I think it will be very hard to break it. It will need to come lower and then bring the buyers to break to the upside, and if it will move lower, I think it will move to the 145, even 140 area, and then bring the buyers. Let's go for the weekly to see if you can see it here. This is 920, and this is the move to the upside, still in a downtrend. So in order to be in the weekly for the longer run, it needs to break the 220. We are so far from it, and there is no divergence there, which is good, so it means continuation, but this will be a very small push to the upside and then a reversal. So we're probably gonna see in the longer term a phase which gonna be accumulation, a longer phase of accumulation. We're gonna see probably something like this. We're gonna see a move to the upside, moving down. This is gonna be a long phase, and then attempt in the beginning February, March of 2023, the attempt to break to the upside again. What do we see here? So far, very nice move. You could see it here. There's no divergence there. It's moving up at the moment. The only divergence in the shorter term, you can see it here. Momentum is weakening. Price move up. So we're gonna see a reversal coming, probably to this area, and gonna break, and I will think that it wanna hit this area again. So let's sum it up. SPY, after we examine few stock, SPY moved in a nice way to the upside, touch our key target. Usually when it touched a key target, it's gonna be reversed, and it did immediately the reverse. It didn't touch it, so I probably gonna think gonna be an attempt, false break, and then immediately fade to the downside. I would even consider a move to the 390 move again to bring the buyers and hold it to till the end of the year. You could even see a move to the 380. You could even see a move to the 380 because we have still gaps left behind in the 380, and we need to close it. If you want a free move in 2023, a free move to the upside, we need to close this gap. And I never talked about it, but I'm watching it. If we check the VIX, you can see the VIX, this is a daily, is below the 20, which means, and you can see the move here, it's way oversold, which means it's probably gonna do some reversal. And when the VIX going up, the market is going down. It doesn't mean that the market's gonna crash yet. It just means you can see it here. When the VIX going eventually up, the market is going down, and I think we are here in a dip. You can see it here. This is 061. I don't think I ever see this. This is 2. This is 3, 1. You can see it here. This is way oversold. So I think that if we draw here, we're gonna see a move to the upside with the VIX, which means the market should move to the downside. So I think next week will be the final attempt to move to the upside, and then we're gonna see a break again to the downside, to the maybe 380. So hope you enjoy it. Have a good week and good luck. And I think probably till the mid of December it's gonna be the end of the Santa rally, and it's good because we had a nice rally. Bye bye guys.